Alright, now lose it. Go crazy.
Weird.
Hello and welcome out to this week's episode of the Gamers Council. I'm your host, WEBDAVE, along with my co-host, Hargeet Chani. Hargeet, welcome.
Hey, another week. A lot of fun stories, all for one side, though, unfortunately. But we'll get into that. Let's see how things are going. There was a good game that came out, though.
Oh, yeah, exactly. There's some good games coming out, good stuff that happened. And we are blessed to have with us Pixelbit G. Pixelbit, what are you doing, my man?
I am doing well, sir and sir. Good to be back on. Dave and Hargeet, how goes it?
It's good.
Busy time this week. So, yeah.
It has. I heard that. And we do appreciate your time. So thank you so much for being here.
All good.
And look, they officially got all the gray beards right there. See?
Yeah.
It's gray. Mine's just smaller. Love it. It's gonna be a good show because we have so much to talk about. And yes, the thumbnail may be a little controversial, but tough shit because that's the way it is, unfortunately. So I'm gonna send the show out here. We'll kind of go around the horn real quick. So if you don't mind, we'll start with Pixel. Pixel. So what have you been playing this week? What have you been? What's been gaming or any movies or TV caught your eye?
In terms of movies and TV, not so much. Though I have been watching some old school stuff. So having my children enjoy the glory of the Street Fighter 2 movies, the cartoon ones back in the days. So
nice.
Yeah, they've been we had a movie night in my new home theater, and yeah, it was nice. They enjoyed it. So
very cool.
Didn't realize they never watched it. You know, my eldest son, he saw it, but he's like 30 something now. The little ones have never seen it, so they were like, "Oh my God, Street Fighter! Who's that?" Yeah, there you go. So
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Oh.
No, not that one. I'm saving that one.
No, the animated ones, right? Yeah.
The animated
Okay.
I'm saving the bad one for later.
That's probably for the best.
That one later.
Probably for the best. There you go. Any gaming?
Yeah. I mean, just a lot of Doom. So getting into that's been pretty good. And then a little bit of the the remake. I want to say Oblivion, the Oblivion remake. So spending some time on the Oblivion remake. I need to, it's been so long, you forget how much of the game you don't remember because it is such a big game. So like those early stages, like you don't remember any of that stuff. Like Jesus, I forgot half of the stuff. So
I'm with you. I'm right there with you on that.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So Hargeet, we were talking before, and I guess we had said that the the thing that's got you is you're also playing Doom.
Yeah. I started it. I had the collector's edition, which came with a physical disc. The odd thing was it was locked to Xbox for the DLC, so or the premium upgrade. So I couldn't play it on PC. So I played it on Xbox for a bit. It's good. It's really good. And then I'm like, I want to see all the bells and whistles that they have on the PC. So I waited till Thursday to get it, to be able to play it on PC through Game Pass, and the save, of course, transfers over back and forth, no issues, right? So I've been playing it. I think I'm on like chapter 3 or 4, something like that. I don't know, something along those lines. So it's pretty fun. It's I didn't like not like I got bored of 2016 and Eternal. So
Really?
I played a
Wow.
little bit of 2016, probably I don't know how far I got in, maybe like a few hours, 3, 8, so I don't know, in that range, 5, 8 hours, something like that. And I guess whatever. And then Eternal, I only played that for like 2 hours, something like that, 2 hours or so. And I'm like, whatever. And this one though, it's really cool. I like it. It's a lot more fun because there's so much variety of things. I don't know. It just feels better for some reason for me. So I'm liking it. The shield is freaking awesome. It is really, really cool. So very well done. I like it.
Well, I'm on the absolute opposite spectrum on this game, but because I
Wow.
played the crap out of the last two, that there's music to the combat in the older games. There's a rhythm to the combat.
Yeah.
And that you kind of have to like choose who you attack, how you attack, right? And it creates this kind of rhythm in the game. And this game doesn't have it. This game, as an OG Doom player, this feels like the old Doom games, which makes it a very interesting, different game, you know. So I mean, they're both solid, but yeah, I like the combat arena of the last style of the game, but this one, it really takes me back to like the OG days, you know, because it's just pure chaos. So good stuff though.
Yeah, for real. So, man, where to begin? I mean, we can definitely let's talk about
Did you
Doom.
play it, Jim, by the way?
Yes,
Dave, did you
Web
play?
Dave?
yes, I have. Yes, I have.
What'd you think?
In fact, I was, dude, oh man, yeah. This isn't my footage, by the way, but yes, I have played. Actually, I'm working on my footage because I actually was blessed a few days before the actual release. I got an offer to do a review copy. So I still have a few days left to get my review out, and so I thought, well, sure, I'll do a review if you're going to ask me to, and send me a code. Why not? So yeah, it's pretty excited, pretty fun. You know, I love these kind of games, and I know that it's a little different than some of the last couple of ones. You know, as far as but I like the pacing. I really like the visuals. For an old schooler gamer like me, it's not so complicated as far as all the different stuff you can do. So to me, it's kind of like it's really enjoyable because it's just, you know, I'm really getting into it. Like I said, and you know, all right, I'm old, okay, I'll admit that, but I'm not that old. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, what did you say? No, I'm not quite that old, but still, it's
You're close, You're close.
Thanks a lot. Okay, so we're. Makes note of that. No more pixel bit. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing. But yeah, so yeah, it's but it's fun, man. Oh my gosh, so much fun. And but man, I mean, it's out now. Like I said, it is awesome, and it is it's really, you know that you got a really good game when you go to say like the PlayStation Twitter page, the home page, and it's like their big game they're pushing right now is Doom from Microsoft. Just saying, that's their big push. They're pretty excited about it. A lot of players are all excited about it. You know, that third party that you know, Microsoft makes 70% off every game sold because it's not in their service, but it's in Game Pass included. And out now. So I'm just saying there's definitely some benefits to Game Pass. Wouldn't you say, Hargeet? Some benefits to Game Pass?
Gee Willikers, yeah. Game Pass has been crazy this year. And it keeps going. There's still a lot more to come. So, and we still haven't even seen June Showcase yet. So
I know. It's it is oh yeah. Well, and speaking of June Showcase, if you want to, because I know you got it on your thing there, you want to bring it up in your background. We'll talk about that real quick while I got the Doom footage playing. And
yeah, so we can. The raffle is ended. The emails have gone out. For those who don't know, we you know, usually Xbox has a live watch party for their June Showcase at FanFest. But they decided not to do it this year, and so we in the community decided to do it ourselves. So we had a raffle up. People could you know, go ahead and try to get in, and that is now ended. And we have sent out all the emails for all the people that got in, and we'll see them in LA. So we have a jam-packed agenda. We will record the whole thing and have it up for you guys after the fact. So hopefully it'll be fun. And hopefully next time we can do an even bigger, better thing. We'll try to see what we can do. But yeah, so it's happening. We're definitely on track to have this thing going. So looking forward to it. Hopefully it'll be fun.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's
I think so too.
Very nice.
For sure. Let's get we got some super chats. We can get to those.
We do.
I'll let you
go.
go.
Starting with Lord Starkiller, member for 17 months, Marathon, Fair Games, Jade Raymond, WTF Sony, Astro. Yeah, we'll get into that fun in a bit. Adidas 20 $2. What's up, everyone? And salute. Hargeet, send olives. Fair enough. We'll do olives. Here's some olives. All right. Lord Starkiller, $10. Sony has issues like Fair Games, Jade Raymond exits Haven, Marathon alpha testing having mixed reactions, and Bungie admits to lifting artwork for Marathon without any artist credit or pay. WTF Sony. Yeah. We're definitely going to pile into all that fun stuff.
Oh, yes.
Thatch renews membership for 10 months. Thank you,
Thatch.
And then WebDave has gifted 5 memberships. Let's see who got them. Where the heck is my... I don't see the...
You want me to read it?
I don't know why the chat seems... Oh, there it is. It went... Okay, I'm going to get rid of this stupid thing. There's a stupid thing in the front. All right. Now, there it is. It is Danny Passion Official, Rick L., Greg K., Brian Scully, and Frost. Congratulations, guys.
That's right. And that gives you access to all the emojis, which I'm getting ready to drop. If you're on the YouTube channel watching us now, which right now we have over 150 people watching us live, and we greatly appreciate that. But with the YouTube one, if you want to, if you didn't get a gifted one, you can actually get one for yourself, and it's just $1. That is it. $1 membership gets you access to all the emojis we have available, and you can use them, burn them up, use them any way you see fit, have a lot of fun with it. There's ones of Hargeet, there's ones of me. There's even we got Holly in there, even Dark Griggity's on there as well. TTS, so you can spell it out and just bring it up in their face. Yeah,
and then we of course have our friend Farq, aka Bram Stroker. This is membership for 5 months. That is 5 months old now. That's cool.
That's So wait, so not only are we getting a $1 from Farq, but we're also getting it from his alt account as well.
Yes,
it's my master plan. Yeah, taking Farq's money $1 at a time. No, Farq, we love you, bro. We do love you, man. He is amazing talent, and yeah, we got double dipping. That's right, we're double dipping. Oh my goodness,
boy,
my goodness. So yeah, so I mean, the game on the screen. Look at that. That is so amazing. And the features. Oh man, it's just so cool. So of course, I have a really nice monitor now, and so you put the aspect ratio wide, and oh my gosh, it is so glorious seeing it on the big 45-inch wide OLED. It's insane, the depth of field on that. It's pretty crazy. Wish I could show it to you now, but I can't. We're doing a show. I'll have some footage of that when I release my review here next week. So I'll have footage of that on there.
It's not playing as nicely on the 57-inch, but they haven't gotten super ultra wide, so I was a little disappointed.
Right. Yep. I'm with you,
bro. I need it all, but I'm sure they'll patch it in.
Yeah. I mean, it's a start. It's a start for sure.
It's crispy though, so fast.
Yeah. Oh man, and I don't know about you, but I like crank that speed up. It's awesome. At first, I thought, maybe good. Old guy gamer responses, slow it down. No, it's more fun just getting in there. Some other was that one PlayStation gamer that was like we was playing Doom and he was like trying to hide behind stuff and do like
I remember that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Show us you don't know how to play Doom without saying.
Yeah, exactly. Oh
He's trying to
man,
play like COD or something.
is that like JTAC or somebody? I can't remember. It was.
Got to move forward, my friend. This is all about forward aggression. No hiding.
Got to get in there. Can't hide. What's out behind your pony tears? Oh, sorry. Was that out? Just kidding. Oh, I know, right? I know. Oh my goodness.
Damn.
Well, yep. That footage is good. Let me pause that so we can move on. And plus too in the chat, guys, if you guys have something you want us to talk about, let us know. And we'll definitely do our best to get on it. But we do have a lot of stuff to cover tonight. And let's see. So let's. I want to actually. We'll jump to these really cool coins real quick because it's kind of a Doom related, as it were.
Yeah,
and,
Ben is awesome at making those.
He is amazing, and he's also one of the people that helping along with you putting on this amazing the amazing event.
Definitely big behind this. He's really the heart and soul of making the FanFest thing happen. So,
all right,
I've managed to get my hands on like 2 of his amazing coins, and they are.
I got 4 myself. Yeah. I'm pretty excited.
You
definitely
left out. Like they're so awesome. These.
Oh man.
Oh boy, look at that.
I've got plenty of them.
Yeah. I know you got the boatload, bro. Very nice.
Yeah, I've got a whole box full of.
Nice. I say I got 4 of them, which are going to go on my wall back here soon. I just got to put that shelf up. But yeah, this would definitely be one I would like to add to the collection. Strictly because, I mean, the thought that he put into making the shield, it's like this so perfect. So perfect.
Wow.
So, yeah. Fuzzy Belvedere, what's up, buddy? Hey, Fuzzy, if you got time and want to join us, let us know. We got room for you if you're interested in jumping on. Just saying. I'm not sure if you're doing a Pixelate Echoes later or not, but yeah. And yes, Lemon 808 Dragons was supposed to 108 Dragons was supposed to be here tonight. Something came up and he had to back out for tonight. But everything's all good. It's just sometimes where life happens, and of course we respect that 100%. We'll have him back on as soon as we can. So just so everybody knows that Lemon is good, but he will be back on another show. I had to update the thumbnail last minute, but that's okay. We'll have him on eventually. Not a problem. So yeah. But there is a little opening out there if you're interested in doing that. So guys, I mean, look at this design. I mean, the detail on this, amazing.
Yeah, well, I've of course seen it before, but whatever.
You have
got like the inside scoop,
Well, I have to admit you do on a lot of things, but that's good. That's good.
Humble,
I like
brag,
it.
unhumbly.
Nah. It's okay. It's all right.
He's allowed to. He's awesome.
We're not hating. Right.
Yeah. Oh, I agree with that 100%. And then sticking with the Doom thing, and this is actually really cool because if you can go to the Doom post on, check this out. So this guy made this amazing. They reached out to him, and he made this shield, and it's a 3D printed shield. Okay, complete 3D printed model. You import your 3D printed parts to put them all together. But they have actually made it free, available to download Bethesda games, and all you got to do is go to the @Doom on X, Twitter. And you go to that, and then you can actually follow the link on there, the Bethesda link there, and you can actually download the file yourself. So if you're into 3D printing, you can actually get that as well. And wow, it is pretty amazing that you can actually make one of these for yourself. I mean, look at that, dude. That's some detail. I might just have to. I got some friends that do 3D printing. I might just throw some money at them and say, hey, make one of that so I can put that on my wall. That would be so cool.
Yeah.
What are your guys' thoughts? What do you think? Hargeet, you want one?
I don't know what I'll do with the damn thing, but the coin I'll get. But this.
Yeah. Looks good, though, doesn't it?
No idea. Yeah, it does look pretty cool.
as someone who had a 3D printer during the early days of the printing, it makes me want to get a new printer. I mean, I would slap that on my wall. Absolutely.
There you go.
It's
There you
clean.
go. It does. It
I
definitely
can't
looks
imagine
so.
the number of hours it takes to print.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sure. And then of course you got to assemble it once all said and done, because I don't think
Yeah,
the printers
because
usually print that big. So
they
I'm
don't
sure it
print
comes out
very
in,
big. Yeah, so it's
yeah,
a lot
probably
of
in
parts.
quarters maybe, or maybe maybe like a pizza pie. You had to put it together
No,
that way.
not even quarters. I mean, this is
Yeah.
each of those
It's a
blades
beast.
be printed separately. Yeah, it's
And the thing about it, because if you read on the article, they talk about it, it's the file that they give you is a 1-for-1. So in other words, it's like life size. It's that size.
really
Yes, that's the size of the file is so that you can make one that big, not
Wow.
like a little dinky one or a little like a one for the like sit in the corner.
So it's going to be high quality 3D image.
Yep, that is awesome.
That's awesome.
I agree 100%. Or Sean would say, yeah, it's pretty badass for sure. All right, let's jump over here. So this little story talking about some of the, I guess, inside baseball, as you were. But there's a lot of Tom Warren was reporting that Microsoft is making a lot of great changes to the the Xbox Home UI soon, making things a lot more easy to control on the app, and which I think Hargeet, you've been talking about this. It's going to be an important step in their master plan, as it were, of bringing a really integrated system to where you can do, better to be cross-play, even better for a handheld device made by either Microsoft or third-party companies, that this is what's needed to really bridge the gap to kind of pull it all together. So what are your
this
thoughts
is
on
on
this?
the console though, right? This is not the
Yep.
Xbox app on Windows.
Yep, which we have that one as well too.
Yeah. So, and I'm sure they're working through some changes there too. Yeah, I mean, it keeps evolving, right? That's fine. Like they keep making it better, and we'll see how it is, right? If people seem to like what they're doing with it, that's great. But yeah, we'll get to see, what it looks like when it comes out. We'll try it out. This is the insider stuff, right? So, but yeah.
And then here's Jazz's article about that. Perfect timing for handhelds,
cool.
he said.
This is the PC one, though, right? Yeah, it's the PC.
Yeah, this
the
is
PC one.
Looks good.
Looks more cleaner and probably going to be easier to navigate, which I think is what's going to be important. It needs to be more simple so that you can, so you got people that aren't there, that pick up a console. Why? Because they don't want the complexity of PC. They want the simplicity of a console to makes it easier on them. Just saying, I prefer playing on a console compared to a PC. Even though I have some really nice PCs, it's just a matter of I just enjoy that more. I don't know why, I just do. Pick up a controller, good to go. I don't know. So, what about you, Pixel? Do you play PC games at all?
I've been a PC gamer from the beginning, my friend.
There you go. So
I'm on PC more than not nowadays.
Nice.
I mean, I use my console a little bit here and there, but I prefer the wider screen, right? So, yeah, I prefer to play it on PC at this point. But I still have my console set up. So, any fix is good for the times that I'm using it on console. Sounds good. I'm glad that it's still doing updates. Because well, I mean, this is not on console. But the hope is, right, these adjustments on PC carry over to whatever the devices they're doing. So, good.
Yeah. So, what about you, Hargeet? Do you play more console, PC, or which way do you go? Or both?
I think I'm still more console than I am PC. It's generally I play games that don't perform well on console. I'll play those on PC, and then ones that just aren't available, right? So, like, say, PlayStation games, they're not available on Xbox, so I'd have to play those on PC. But that doesn't mean I don't play some games like AC Shadows. I just played on PC because it looked better. So so I played that there. But I'm majority of the time I'm still playing on the Xbox. There's the Switch 2 coming. I'll definitely be. I have a backlog of games that I didn't play because the assumption was I was assuming Switch 2 would give me performance updates, right? So I'm like, okay, cool, and it looks like they are doing some of those. So so I waited on a couple of games. I have a backlog of games there, so I'll play that when when that comes out. So mostly I still do play on console, but I do have the PC sitting there, so it's available whenever I want to use it. I use it as a console. I use my PC as a console. It's hooked up to the same TV as my consoles. So, but yeah, whatever. So to me, I have it like set up kind of like that. It brings up Play Night. It brings up an Xbox UI on my PC. I have my controller set to be able to act as a mouse if necessary. So it's pretty seamless most of the times. Sometimes I need to break out the keyboard mouse thing to fix some stupid thing, but whatever. Most of the times it works fine.
Cool. Yeah, I agree. I definitely think it's a lot easier to navigate and to get around by it. So this is, I guess, Boom was talking about in his show, which we're gonna skip through real quick. And I'm not gonna play his video, but I loved his thumbnail. He's really starting to get into this AI thumbnail stuff. He's really starting to get the hang of that. And I don't know if you guys have seen his thumbnail. We'll bring it up here. But yeah, so here's his thumbnail for a show that he's got coming up, and it is the rumor the Xbox is bringing huge first party games to the June showcase, and the Xbox roadmap will be fully on display for you to see. And so yeah, and it looks like a good tough guy of I don't think he's mad. It's more of like he's like, yeah, like we got it going on, and Phil Spencer, I do like that. No, I don't think Phil actually posed for that picture, but it looks pretty cool. But yeah, it's a June showcase is going to be pretty good. And then of course we've heard some rumors that and just strictly rumors. We'll just say that maybe during this showcase that they're gonna have a little more up their sleeve that they're gonna maybe show to us a little later on in the month. So the June showcase could just be the beginning of the onslaught of gaming coming our way. And wow, that's pretty exciting. So obviously, Hargeet, you have heard some rumors about the showcase coming up, and I'm not asking you to give any kind of rumors. That's not what we're about here. Because I want to be surprised for sure, but from what you've heard and from some of the avenues and stuff, I mean, this is going to be a big deal. This isn't going to be just not.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, the Atari rumor.
Welcome, Paris.
I mean, Atari's still out there, by the way. They still are
sure
making
are.
games,
They make
which
some
is
good titles, too.
which is crazy.
And Paris, just so you know, Paris, you we're getting ready to talk about you next. But it's a good way. It's a good way. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like you, WebDave. I basically have stayed away from a lot of rumors because I want to be surprised. I like the excitement of here it is. Like I had no idea this was coming, right? But sometimes you do like just stumble upon things, unfortunately. But yeah, if there's anybody saying, "Oh, leaked this," I'm like, yeah, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Right? I want to be surprised. Now, the FanFest thing is another little interesting twist, and we're not sure what's going to end up happening as far as. Well, I don't want to get too involved, but we were trying to do things that might involve us knowing some things. Let's just say that, right? So, but I prefer to not know. I definitely want to have like the surprise and the fun of watching it. The whole thing is supposed to be it's fun for us to get that excitement when we watch it live, right? And a reveal happens, like, oh my god, right? That I want that too for me. So I try to stay away from it, even though people want to hear about all these things. I understand, but It's like, whatever. I want to have fun. I'm a gamer. I want to be a fan at times as well. So so I've stayed away from it. I've surmised, and this is just my stab in the dark, that I think Forza Horizon 6 is coming. I've said that many times. I'm pretty sure, but it's not guaranteed. Obviously, this is still speculation on my part, but I think that's coming. So that probably is unfortunately, I'm breaking a surprise if it's announced. But here's one that's going to come. That I'm totally Call of Duty is going to be announced.
Oh my goodness, we're gonna hear about the new Call of Duty.
Nobody would ever think that's coming.
No way.
Anyway.
We better hear about it, right?
Anyhow, but yeah, beyond that, I'm just trying to stay away from it. I want to enjoy this show like entirely, even though I'm like working FanFest. I still want to enjoy the show. So
yeah,
that's kind of where my head's at right now. I've stayed away from all the leaks. I don't want to know. I want to have fun. So
yeah, I'm right there with you. I want to just. There's always part of me like, ooh, I want to know about this. I want to know about this, and I do and I don't. But I definitely I'd rather have the surprise than like, And I'm sure that even the few little things that we're probably gonna become. I like the Thatch's thing. Did you see that? His comment. There's spoiler.
Sorry, buddy.
No, it was just a guess. Just a guess.
My bad.
No, exactly.
Yeah, this is just me speculating based on things I'm like seeing peripherally. I'm like, I think that's what this is, but that's just my guess, right? So,
yeah, I'll put our official disclaimer in the show right there, and there it goes. And you can put that one up there if you want to. Did it pop up yet?
Where is it supposed to pop up?
All just rumors until it happens. There you go.
There, in the feed.
Feed.
Yep, I see it now. Yep.
So, there we go. See, all just rumors until it happens. So anyway, but yeah, so go ahead though. But I mean, I understand you don't want to spoil anything, because I don't really want to spoil anything, and I know we don't want to make anybody mad. But it's always fun to, but there is some things that we like. It's like that particular, that is truly a speculation. That's what you're hoping for, and so that's not like that's not an insight kind of thing. It's not a Randall Thor lucky guess type because he knows, so he's throwing stuff out there. He's done that before a lot.
Yeah, I love those.
So, me too. And it's like, I ended up being right. Oh man, I might have not. So.
But yeah, I mean, like, look, and if there's a second one or like whatever else extended showcase type stuff, like they've done that before too, right? Where they have it extended afterwards to go in depth in some of the things that they talked about already, or maybe just give updates on other things that have like a seasonal update or something like that. That's fair too, right? So I don't know what they're planning to do with all this stuff. They have so much content that it's insane to fit it in. So we'll just see what they do with it. They got plenty of things to show, I'm sure. And then they always have season updates for all the games. And we sometimes just don't appreciate the fact that those games generate a lot of money for them. And those seasonal updates really do matter. So, they need to be showcased as well. So, and maybe they put them in an extended showcase. Maybe they put them here. I don't know. Right. But we'll see. Right. I don't know if World of Warcraft, for instance, is that's going to have the next season at some point. Right. They had, a 3-part DLC, like whatever trilogy thing. One of them came out. I don't know when the next one is due. So whatever. Right. So maybe that's something we see there. It may not resonate with a lot of Xbox players, but it's a huge game. Right. So it's absolutely something they would want to showcase, because why not? It's making them tons of money. So that's just the way it is, right? So, but either way, I don't know when that, how they phase that in, right? Whatever, right? That's gonna be fun to see. But yeah, they've got plenty of stuff to show us, though. That's the beauty of it. Unlike some other places in the gaming world.
Wonder what you talk about there. I have no idea. So Pixel Bit, I mean, you're pumped for this show, right? I mean, you're definitely on board, right?
Yeah, I mean, based off last year's show, I mean, last year's show was crazy, you know. So, like Hargeet, I don't want any spoilers. The one thing I hate about this time of year is people ruining the show.
Right.
Jesus,
Right.
if you know something, please shut up. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, say you knew afterwards, right? And we can all cheer for you. Yay, you knew, right? But let people have some fun. This is considering we don't really have any other. There's no one else doing shows this large anymore, right? It's literally just Microsoft making this kind of big push at this time of year. So it would be great to know nothing. I can say, the things I want to see, in particular, would be Fable, and I want to see State of Decay because that is my jam. So I want to see SOD and I want to see a date under it. Right? Those are for me, those are the two biggest things that I want to see. Everything else is gravy.
Yes,
I have
agreed.
no real idea as to what else is coming, but I like those two games. I definitely want to see, and so I'm sure it's going to be good because they've based on what they've done this year, they clearly are unloading all the cannons at this point. So full speed ahead, keep it loaded.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? So,
exactly.
Load
it up.
New titles that we haven't heard of yet. As well as re-see some of the stuff that we've seen before.
Yeah, release dates
for
some of the stuff we know is coming. Yeah,
close out the rest of the lineup, right? Because I think most of the studios have released something at this point now. So there's still a couple of stragglers out there. So yeah, let's get that working from the stragglers. So
and there's a couple we know that have made stuff that has been out for a while now that are like. Now what are you working on? You know?
Exactly. There's some reloading of the chamber needed, right? So you gotta finish emptying in the clip from the original 3000 studios.
Yeah. I mean, we know Psychonauts 2 is a great game, but they've been finished with that for a while.
The best platform made this generation, but
Amen.
Yeah. So I mean, I listen. I can't even imagine what Double Fine's going to do next because they're those folks are geniuses. They really land quality content. So looking forward to what they have next. Definitely looking forward to what they have next. But all the other studios, they have so much in the pipeline. So
I know, and maybe more studios coming too. Just saying.
At this point,
FTC ain't got a hold of me.
Well, I mean, the case that just kept on giving, right?
Yep, it did, didn't it?
But they still have something pending still at this point too. So, wasting taxpayer money. Why not? More of that.
There you go.
That's important. Protect the consumer from saving some bucks. How dare you?
There you go. How dare you?
How dare you want game? No, you fool. Pay more.
That's funny. Yeah, exactly. Oh man. Big shout out to the let's see, we have 240 people watching us right now. Over 180 on YouTube. We have over 60 on X and 1 on Twitch watching us. Welcome, Twitch watcher. Appreciate that. So this is pretty exciting. And yes, pretty soon we will be on we're also going to be sending the show out to what's that other little app? We'll talk about it later. But yeah, we'll be working on that one as well too. But for now, this is where we're at.
Talking about Blue Sky?
Oh well, Blue Sky. Definitely want to send it there. If it's there's a little catch to do. Now we can actually put the link up, but they don't have an auto link thing, so it's kind of a pain to get that done. No, I meant TikTok. We're working on that.
That one.
So
yeah.
So we'll get that out there as well. But I like the Thatch's comment, so I put it up there for you because he's very true. Your reaction last year.
Yeah. Well, it was actually the crowd's reaction, me recording the crowd's reaction. But yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah, and it all happened at the little fan fest. Yeah. And the thing that was cool about it was your video went super viral, man.
Yeah, I mean, like 86,000, something like that, 87,000 views.
That's a pretty big
which
count.
for me is pretty big.
Yeah, that is a lot of folks.
That is definitely a lot of folks. So yeah, to kind of wrap this part up, I mean, we know the showcase is going to be big. We know it's going to be exciting. We're here to spoil anything. But we do have a lot of stuff to talk about, and we're definitely going to get on to another topic. And how I want to introduce this topic is from one of our members of the community, and I know he won't get mad at me for doing this because he put the tweet out. So and if Hargeet, I'm gonna put it up here. I'll let you read what he had to say. And of course, he's in the chat now, so who knows? He may want to jump on, but to give us his insight. But that's up to him. That's up to him for sure. And the only reason I'm doing this is not to call him out by any means as Mr. Parasoli, but I agree 100% with his sentiment over this. Let's just say the Bungie fiasco, which is one of the reasons why I made that thumbnail. That they're taking a lot of L's, and yeah, and there's not a lot of easy way to slice this, and not a lot. There's no real big way to. A good way to cover it up, as it were, especially when they admitted to it on a live feed. All right, so I'll let you read his comment and then get your thoughts, and then we'll go.
Yeah,
on.
so and I mostly agree. I there's one little area I might disagree, but anyway, so the stolen artwork used in Marathon is extremely disappointing, and Bungie leadership needs to take full responsibility by compensating the artist and completely removing all of it from the game. Delay Marathon. And I'll go on. The game already had problems, and in my opinion, was launching incomplete. But now you can't explain this away and pretend everything is okay. I feel bad for all the devs who had nothing to do with this, but this is inexcusable and a horrible look for Bungie. I mostly agree with this. I would say that artist get a lawyer and sue the crap out of them. There's zero reason for you to let this go. It was not just art. It was music. It was like, it was just blatant. A lot of the freaking artists in Bungie are following this person. So I'm sorry. I like, there's just too much of a trail here that says you knew this was happening. Your design language is exactly stolen from this person. Like, just get out of here. This person should sue them and like get a payday. And like, that's the only way this is going to stop. This is the fourth time that they've been caught, right? It's the fourth time Bungie's been caught stealing people's stuff, right? So that's part of it. The other part of this is delay Marathon. No, I think they need to avoid what is most likely going to happen, which is this. And they should just cancel this stupid thing because it's not going to work. The Art Raiders are not going to beat Arc Raiders. This is just not going to happen. So I don't know what are they going to change that's going to make this game work? Are they going to add a single player campaign? I'm not touching this unless it had a single player campaign. I don't care. I have no interest in this whatsoever. For all the people who wanted to play this, it got absolute abysmal reception as Arc Raiders is coming out at the same time and absolutely demolished it. It's just not even close. So the Art Raiders can just go away and cancel this stupid game because it's not going to do anything. But anyways, if they want to put it out and see if it actually matters and somebody might actually see, actually decide to buy it, okay, cool, try it, whatever. But I don't have high hopes. I'm sorry. It looks like it's on the same trajectory as Concord. It just does. It looks like it's on the same trajectory as Concord, and that's where I deviate. I agree with the other sentiment. Of course, that artist should 100% sue these people, get your money, and they should never have stolen this stuff. But I don't know if even taking it out makes any difference. The design language is just too similar. I'm like, dude, come on. You obviously took this from them. But anyway, whatever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But as far as the game, I don't see a path forward where it's going to suddenly just become this massive hit. If it was going to be, then the players of Bungie games would have shown up and said, yeah, this is great. They didn't. I just don't see it. And again, Paris, if you want to come on and say, hey, this is the reason why it would be okay to just delay it and make it better. Fair enough. But I'm not seeing it. I don't think a delay helps. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Add some more of the same absolute garbage game that it is? I don't see it. I'm just not seeing it. So fair enough if it thinks it maybe it does actually succeed. That's totally possible. The trajectory it's on is paralleling Concord right now. And we all saw where that went. So I don't see this having a major launch with like, hey, 1 million people played. Yeah, good luck. I'm just not seeing it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my thoughts on this.
All right.
Shame,
And so
shame on Bungie for stealing
Exactly.
artwork. Shame on Bungie.
and you should have had some kind of follow up. Seems like I don't know. Pixel Bit, your thoughts?
The Art Raiders.
Classic.
Is it going to beat Arc Raiders? Those are bars, my friend. Those are absolutely.
It's not even mine. Somebody in one of the chats
My
said
God.
Art
You ever
Raiders.
thought
I
of that?
love it. I love it. It's so good.
That is really
So
good.
good.
P1 slander. I haven't followed this game. I saw like the initial showing of it. I mean, I'm not a big multiplayer guy, but what I saw, I was like, what is this? This looks terrible. So that was well before any of this nonsense happened. But then you hear this and it's like, wow. From what I understand, her name is in some of the images. It's like,
Oh yeah.
it's like,
Yeah. She has code that she put in, like certain little code things that she had put in.
her name inside of the images.
Yeah.
Genius.
And it's like right there in the video they showed.
terrible.
They break it down, and there it is.
There it is. Yeah. So
Wow.
I mean, yeah. I honestly, I don't know how you save a project like that. Like you know, some people have just suggested one way of getting ahead of it is just hiring her and then giving her back pay. I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe she might go for that, right? But based on the reception of the demo, whatever that they had, it didn't go well. So I don't know if this is going to hit right. Plus, you know, Sony once again, good Sony, charging for a game that should be free to play. So, you know, it's you know, they are lining up the L's, and releasing it is probably just going to be a big L. So I don't know how you recover that. But by the same token, you know, Bungie has had numerous issues, you know, and they needed a win. So I don't know if you cancel the game, if that also cancels the studio, right? So, you know, I don't know. Right? I'd rather save some people jobs if we can. But I mean, if this is how the management of the studio is behaving, maybe their time is literally up.
Yeah.
And they need to go the way of the dodo. So bad news, you know, bad news for Bungie, you know, bad news for Sony, and bad news for any gamers who actually wanted to play it, right? But I was not one of them. So sorry, folks. Yeah. I don't know how to recover from that.
Yeah, and the only thing I would actually read Ray Ray's comment there, if you don't mind.
Sure. One of the images has her watermark on it, and they just smudged it before slapping it into the game. This stuff is just crazy. How does this happen?
It's so blatantly
it's
foul.
so
Like
crap.
no code reviews happened. Like just not like
Wow.
you know. This is a corporation we're talking about here, right? There are tools that can go and verify code. Like VersaCode would have picked this up, maybe, right? Like this. I don't know what they're doing over there, man. It's crazy.
Well, and one of the things that she admitted was that if you look at their site, that she had over 50 different developers from Bungie follow her.
Jesus.
Never reached out to her, never communicated with her, never talked to her.
Where's the meme of the guy looking over?
Yeah, Paris, I've sent you the link if you want to hop on. It's already been sent to you, so that's up to you.
That, bro? Yeah.
My thoughts on it are that they've gone this far with it. To pay her.
Yeah, exactly. Pay her. Put her on payroll.
Put her name in the credits.
They're going to try to give her a small amount. I don't think she should. Like, they've already tried to reach out to her. My advice is absolutely get a lawyer, because you can get a shit ton for this.
Sure.
They absolutely effed you over, and it's just wrong. It's absolute IP theft. There's just no way around.
Oh yeah.
So if you decide to just take their word for, we'll give you an accrediting and here's like 10 grand. No. You get 7 figures for this. They absolutely effed you over. You should 100% get a lawyer and screw them over. Like, just absolutely sue their asses. This is 20, 30, $40 billion company. Do not think that they can't give you the freaking money. Just absolutely sue them.
Yeah, exactly. I agree 100%. And Paris is going to jump on. He says, give him a minute. So as soon as he pops up, we'll bring him into the conversation. But on this, and welcome, Zena. Good seeing you here. And General Spartan. Big B Money. Gosh, so many E ranks, so many amazing members of the community. So great to see you guys here. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. And we're just getting started, folks. We're just we got a lot to cover tonight, but we had to get into this slander. But the only thing I was thinking is that if they were to go with it, be like, okay, cool. They've already invested a lot of time to redo all the assets and to redo some of the artwork and line it all up again. That's going to take a lot of time and a lot more money that they don't really have to spend. Let's be honest. Sony doesn't have the more money to spend. It would probably be more beneficial to them not to scrap the project, but to maybe bring her into the fold, do their best to, compensate her, plus maybe give her credit, like bigger credit, like in the credits, and art exclusively from blah, 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 because that would help her career, I think. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Paris, welcome, sir.
Can you hear me okay?
We hear you
Yes,
now.
sir.
Sorry, I'm literally just putting my headphones on, so I apologize for that.
No, you're totally
no,
understand.
yeah. Since obviously you're using my tweet to have this discussion, I figured I'd just pop on and give you my 2 cents.
No disrespect, by the way. I did it because I thought your point was right on the money. That's why I wanted to.
No worries. No worries at all. Look, people use a lot of things I say in various ways, so it doesn't matter. But no, what Hargeet was saying is, no, I agree with you. Yeah, she absolutely should lawyer up and get as much money as she possibly can. And no, I would not want any of my artwork associated with this game. So they can't do that anyways. I have so many thoughts on this, so I do apologize. I'm all over the place. But first and foremost with her, she needs to get compensated very, very well. Lawsuit, the whole thing. This is blatant theft. This wasn't an oopsie. This was theft. They stole her artwork. They're literally following her on social media, but yet never interacted with her all the time. And I may have halfway heard a conversation as I was coming in. You're trying to tell me there was no kind of audit or review of any type of asset that you're putting into this game at some point. That, again, is a huge red flag and a black mark on that art team, that even if this was an accident by some rogue artist, which at this point I do not believe,
right?
Where's your checks and balances on this? That this happened, because here's the thing, this isn't just a random asset or one particular thing that just happened to get into the game. Literally the entire aesthetic of Marathon is based off of this girl's work.
Yep.
So at this point, and I was on Iron Lords earlier and I even commented on this, when I say this game needs to get delayed, not, come out next spring, I'm talking like 2027. It won't happen. I know it won't happen because PlayStation won't let it happen. There's no way they're going to give them an extra 18 to 24 months to completely overhaul the artwork. Not to mention, the game already had problems as it is. It should have been delayed anyways because it's not complete, feature complete. It's a bunch of promises of, well, we're going to have this. We're going to do this. There's no gonna. If you don't have it at launch, no one should hold their breath expecting anything. We're at that point with games now where you can't launch feature incomplete. Halo Infinite is a great example of this, obviously, right? No, I don't want promises. I want you delivering on what the game should be day one at launch. So right there, again, huge red flag. The other thing against this game, Arc Raiders coming out at the same time with a beta was the worst thing that could ever have happened to Marathon, because it showed me in real time, because I'm playing both. Whoa, this isn't even close. It's just the game is just lacking that fun factor that you want. And again, Bungie doing an extraction shooter when your entire DNA was built off of Halo and then followed up with Destiny, where you had these co-op experiences with PvE and PvP, and then you launch an extraction shooter that has no type of story or campaign mode in it. Didn't make sense anyways. And I know I'm kind of being kind of harsh with Bungie and negative, and I've been a huge Bungie fan, Destiny, all that stuff. You look at my profile right now, it's me and my son playing Destiny. It's because I'm so disappointed in this, because it's not the first time. And I know people over there. So I feel so bad for them that they have to put, I can cuss on here, that they have to put up with leadership's bullshit that is screwing them and their hard work. And then you find out there's been red flags internally about, I don't know about if we should be doing this. No, leadership pushed through. Let's do this. This is the follow-up to Destiny. Makes no sense at all. So Marathon is not going to succeed. I mean, let's just be honest here. Marathon will be a flop. You can't salvage this. It already was in trouble before this art scandal. Now it has a scarlet letter on it as a result. So even if you overhaul the artwork, even if you do delay it, launch it a year from now, 18 months from now, this will not go away. And that's why I'm saying the artist, I'm blanking on her name. She should get everything she can from a compensation standpoint, but at no point, no, I don't want a job at Bungie. No, I don't want my artwork associated with your game. You need to pay me for stealing my artwork is what you need to do. The fact that they did that live stream the other day, I was in Europe when all this was going down. So it was funny with the time difference. And we were talking about it, over there, at the event I was at. And all of us were just unanimous, like, yo, this number one, it wasn't the first time. It's like your track record is showing that you steal assets and you don't credit or compensate the people that you take from, right? That's bad. Again, the Arc Raiders thing coming out at the same time, that looked bad. You did that live stream and it looked like a freaking hostage situation on stage. Again, this is where leadership, Pete Parsons starts with you because you run the studios. Pete Parsons on down in their senior leadership. You should have stepped in, address the issue of the art, but at no point try to act like everything, we're just going to do the live stream and talk. Now we can't show the game because you can't show any artwork with the game anymore, but we're going to try and talk through it. It was horrible. Audio issues, all these things that were going on. It is such a bad look for a studio that has been around for 20 plus years that they have been the gold standard when we talk about this stuff. You look to Bungie for, multiplayer games, these co-op experiences, all that. That's the reputation that Bungie has built over the past 20 years. And then you've seen in the last 5, they've just thrown it all away. All of it. But look, Bungie, the name will stick around, but I'm going to tell you right now, there is no way PlayStation is going to allow that leadership to stay in power. They're going to be gone. Marathon,
it should be,
probably at this point will come out in some form because they've invested way too much money in it, but it will not succeed. And then, you still got Destiny. They're doing stuff like that. I think they're going to take the talent that is still there, that is willing to stay. They're going to put them on other projects and you'll have a support team for Destiny. And that's it. That's where I see the fate of Destiny or Bungie happening moving forward. Bungie at this point will no longer be the premier AAA studio that they've been, the gold standard, because their leadership has thrown it all away. And you're a thief. You stole artwork. I mean, there's no excuses. There's no getting around this. Oh, golly gee, all this. No, you fucking stole it. It's clear as day. You go look at her portfolio. That is Marathon. And she did that in 2017. You stole it and you knew it. No one can tell me that art team didn't know. They knew. They just did. So, it's extremely as a fan of Bungie, as a fan of Halo, of Destiny, and all that they've done, to see it in this way fucking sucks. It just does. Because leadership failed the people that work there. And that's what frustrates me the most about this. And there's other examples we've obviously seen throughout the industry, but for Bungie to do this, and PlayStation's going to have no choice. I will not be shocked to see PlayStation gut that studio, because that is the responsible thing for them to do as a corporation. You cannot let Bungie continue to run this way. They have to do it. They just do.
You think they'll cut him, or you think they'll just shut him down? I think you're right.
I don't think they'll shut him down, because I think you keep the name.
Right? Yeah, there's still value in the name.
There's value in the name, But to think they're going to just be able to do whatever IP they want to do moving forward, that ain't happening. There's no way.
Yeah.
And like I said, from a leadership standpoint, and again, I am biased because I have had personal relationships over the years with people at Bungie. So I want to be crystal clear on that. And that's probably why I'm as pissed as I am. But to see the people that are still there have to suffer through this sucks. And now they got to make decisions for themselves. You know, like I was lucky enough a couple years ago to see the brand new studio they just built. Oh, it's beautiful. It's amazing and all that. And look what you're doing with it. Nothing. Destiny's on fumes. I mean, you're doing freaking Star Wars collabs now with Destiny. That's ridiculous, in my personal opinion. Marathon is not what it should be. It's just not. It's kind of pretty to look at. It has the Bungie DNA as far as the shooting mechanics go, but at the end of the day, it's just okay. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not great, and it should be great. And in this, you're going to charge me a premium. Look, we know it's $40, even though they won't say it. You're going to try and charge me $40 up front. Promises of a fourth map, promises of a ranked mode, promises of other features and a quote unquote raid like in-game experience that you've shown none of.
Right.
But I'm supposed to give you $40 up front, still have to buy a battle pass with microtransactions on it. And in this market, you really think that, look, a very smart person told me a long time ago, the most valuable commodity you have in gaming is time. It is, you only have so much time to play these games. And if I'm already invested in, just again, randomly, a Fortnite and Apex, obviously this Arc Raider thing comes out. If I'm invested in those, why in the hell am I going to spend money up front to try your boring looking game? I'm not going to do it. And I know my kids won't, because my kids laughed when I asked them. They're not going to do it. They have, look, for better or worse, this industry has trained us that multiplayer only games are free to play.
That's right.
I don't necessarily agree with it, but that's what the industry has become. So if you're going to charge me for something that does not have a story or single player campaign, man, you better be doing something so unique and knocking it out of the park. Because even Arc Raiders is going to charge, which at least I played that and go, well, damn, that kind of has potential. Whereas I played Marathon, I'm like, I don't know. So why am I going to give you money for something I don't know about if I don't feel confident about? I'm not going to do it. Whereas at least if it was free to play, you'd try it. Okay, I'll try it, you know? Or if it was on Game Pass or whatever, right? You'd try it. But I'm not going to pay that up front. And that was the problem. I said this a year ago with Concord. Don't do it. Delay it. Make it free to play. Said it then. And it lasted 10 days.
Yep.
And to see Bungie do this is insane to me. It's insane. Again, take the you stole artwork out of it. Just the game itself. This is not going to work in 2025.
It's weird because they literally just saw this same concept fail.
Yes. Just saw it less than a year ago.
Right.
Yes.
Brand new. And you still said, you know what? Fuck it, we're gonna do it anyway. Sony's wild.
We have Team LFG. We have Concord. That team also is from former Bungie devs, right? So it's all Bungie stuff, but yeah, it's not looking so good.
But the other thing that baffles me about this is you're making an extraction shooter, which the audience that you have curated that has been in your corner for 20 years has always been based on a great story, great campaign, multiplayer type of game. That is what they've expected from you for 20 plus years. To literally bet the farm on a niche genre that, again, even the best extraction shooters out there, I mean, the Tarkovs and all that, it's not like they're doing millions and millions of people engaging in their games. So to think that you're going to come into that genre and be mediocre is crazy. It's crazy to me. Trust me, I don't get it. as nuts as this industry has been over the past 5-6 years, and to see how rapidly things have changed, again, where is leadership looking at this and making the call to go, we got to pivot, or we gotta stop this and move on to something else? Because again, you have, even though Marathon is a name, it's essentially a brand new IP coming into a niche genre, and the only thing you have going for is your reputation as a studio. But then when you let people get hands-on with it, it's average at best. And then here comes some former Battlefield devs making another extraction shooter that eats your lunch at the same exact time. It's not a good look. You know?
No,
and then,
not.
oh, by the way, you stole all the artwork that you have in the game.
Yeah, so the canceling games, remember, they have canceled massive games in the last year or two, right? So it is very possible they could cancel this too. Like if the PlayStation or at the Sony level, they're like, we're not putting this crap out. Look at what the people are saying about it. They could cancel it. They canceled Factions too. And the game was done. They were ready to go. And they're like, no, this isn't going to make enough money. They canceled it. Like, what? So I don't know, man. It's very possible they're like, we don't want this. We don't want another one of these. It's too much of a black eye. If this ain't going anywhere, gone. So it's
like I even seen you. Yeah, and I even seen your chat saying just cancel. They're not going to cancel it. Too much money has been invested. Too much money and time has been invested. It's gonna come out. The only question right now is how much time does PlayStation give them? I'll tell you right now, if it comes out in September, it is a 110% failure. Yeah. Because there's just not enough time. Now, if they're given to, early 2025, mid 2025, something like that, maybe there's something they can salvage because they can get the fourth map ready. They can make sure all the classes are there. They can, other stuff, all these things they potentially could do. But even then, I don't think that's enough time to get all the artwork out. So what do you do with that? Because now that's the other variable in all of this. If that artwork stays in there, let's just say for pretend, they make an agreement with the artist. She's compensated very well. She's happy. She, quote unquote, gives her permission for the artwork to be in the game. Everyone's still going to be reminded every time they look at Marathon, you stole that. So there is, you're going to, and you're charging me up front to do it. You're going to have people hesitant to want to jump in on that just because now over the reputation of what it is. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not good.
Let me ask you this. I mean, just taking a step back, Sony now has a game that came out for 10 days and they canceled it and they pulled it all away. Once bitten, twice shy. Are there people out there that are thinking, am I going to spend money on this? Am I going to invest in this game? And then they're going to do the same thing again if it doesn't succeed? I mean, aren't you going to start to get a little?
There is reputational damage involved here already, right?
Oh, I think so.
Oh, and let me clear up something in the chat. Pete Parsons has not been there from the beginning. Pete Parsons was actually a Microsoft employee who then came in during the Halo 2 days. He was around until I think after Halo 3. He actually got fired or quote unquote left the company. And then when Harold Ryan left around the time Destiny was coming out, Pete Parsons came back because he was the head of all the marketing stuff. And then when Harold Ryan left, he was promoted to CEO of the studio.
There you go.
So when you think about, that's the other thing with Bungie, and I don't mean to stray off of what you were just saying. But when you look at the history of Bungie, the people that made Bungie, they aren't there anymore, except for a few. I think like Lars Bach and people like that are still there. But I mean, Jason Jones is probably still ownership wise, but he's not day to day hands on with the stuff anymore. I think about Jamie, he's gone. Obviously, Joe Staten's gone. They just got rid of Luke and Mark Noseworthy. They're gone. It's like the people that help make Bungie what Bungie has been, they're not there. So I don't know, man. But to go back to what you're saying, I mean, there's so much, again, time and money and investment that's been put into these games. At some point, they have to come out. I mean, the fact that they even canceled that Last of Us Factions is still somewhat surprising to me, but it makes sense from a Naughty Dog standpoint when they realize these games take huge investments from a studio because you constantly got to keep generating content. That's the other thing. You can't just throw a live service game out there and then 6 months later, you don't have anything else ready to go. People are going to walk away. They're going to go to the next thing. That's why what Epic is doing with Fortnite is crazy, because they're just a machine, because they constantly are coming up with new stuff to put out. That's why Destiny was having its troubles over the past 10 years, because they couldn't keep up with the amount of content that you needed. That's why when Halo Infinite came out, it launched great. And then everybody got mad because 343 could not get the modes and the content out on time. Yeah. So this is me personally. I like live service games. Obviously, I invested thousands of hours into Destiny, The Division, stuff like that. I'm not doing that ever again. I realized the time investment for me was keeping me from playing other games. And I think what you're seeing is, unless you're one of the 1%ers, unless you're a Fortnite or a Marvel Rivals or something like that, these things are just being sent out to fail, because you might get some initial success, but you got to be even Call of Duty Warzone is having issues right now where they can't necessarily keep the population, the player count up. Right. So it's like, it's tough. It's tough. And this is where the industry is right now, where I think there's a lot of lessons learned happening in real time with this, where people saw a gold mine with live service games, but then they realized there's only so many people that are playing games, and there's only so much time as well. Yeah. It's not at all.
I agree.
We have another topic, and maybe this is kind of an interesting one because I think it kind of coincides with this, is, Jade Raymond just got, in my opinion, she was fired. And I think that studio should be expecting for their game to be canceled and that studio to be shut down. That is my thoughts. And so that's yet another one. So, I mean, yes, they spend money, but Sony it has spent a lot of money and canceled games. So I think that's another one where they wasted a lot of money. And I think they're going to cancel the game. And I think they're going to shut down the studio. That's just my thoughts. What do you think, Paris?
I will stay out of this one for reasons.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough. Okay. Yes, all good. All right. Well, first let's before I don't want to lose Paris just yet. Let's read those super chats real quick, and then if you don't mind, Hargeet, and then I want to play just a small little clip of something that didn't age very well, and I want to get y'all's opinion on a comment that was made, not from Paris, but from somebody Paris loves dearly.
I already know what this is without you saying. It's reforging the dumbass thing he said 2 years ago, right?
Yep.
Of course.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to hit that button.
I think this is where we were, right?
Sounds good.
Big Man Mo renews his membership for 14 months. Thank you very much. And then Mac renews his membership for 4 months.
Thanks, Mac.
And then we have DUK Now, the Broke Boy Insider, $2. With PS refund policy, you not getting money back. Yeah, but you can buy it on Steam. Because they're really good with their refund policy. Yep. Demon Time Reezy, $2. I'd look for a new job if I was a oh my gosh. I mean, you're probably not wrong.
Yeah. And also a big shout out to Mac for adding this link to Blue Sky for us. Thanks for posting it up there. Appreciate that. So right now, if you're on Blue Sky, you can watch it there too. I just don't know if there's anybody watching because I can't look at that yet. All right, so we're gonna play this clip real quick. I know y'all have heard it. It's really short, but it didn't age very well, and it's almost like some of the things he's saying. It's like, wow, that's kind of ironic, I think. Let's play it.
Now more than ever, it is clear that Microsoft needs oversight engagement. I would say they need better oversight engagement, but it seems non-existent. In the wake of The Last of Us Faction 2 news, I can't help but think that Microsoft needs a Bungie. A studio that understands game development, that can be the muscle to walk in the room and do rigorous oversight from very early on to gauge if a project's good, if it's coming along. Do you have buy-in with your developers? Do you have good vision? Is the leadership properly communicating vision to your developers? Do you know how in those crime dramas where they separate people and they ask them questions to get the story straight? Why not do that? All right, leadership. What's the vision for this game? Great, thank you. Then go to the developers. What's the vision for this game? Real easy to see if there's clear vision transfer, because that's one of the primary means of excellent project management, because it sets the trajectory for what you're making. What's the goal of this game? What do you need to achieve the goal? Oh, you're building a multiplayer game and you don't have confidence you can build it? Oh, and you don't have enough staff to do it? If you don't have oversight engagement, you'll never find these things out until it's too late. Now,
So is it too late? Your thoughts on that, Paris?
So here's the thing. I get what he was trying to say back then. As someone who you pull up stuff I said from years ago and try and throw it in my face in real time, I can sympathize with the thinking at the time, because at the time, I don't think a lot of people would have disagreed with him about you need a quote unquote Bungie, right?
Yeah.
Because they were able to somewhat successfully navigate having a live service game for a long period of time. So I get what and this is why PlayStation spent $3 billion and brought them in and the whole thing. Mm-hmm. But, and again, him and I's relationship is regardless of this, but yeah, he was somewhat correct at the time. It just clearly is not relevant today, because we're seeing the ramifications of trying to maintain all these live service games and all that. I do agree with him, because this is just true for anything. You need proper leadership and management of any project that you're on. It doesn't matter what it is. It's going to be games or anything, because if you don't, you're just dooming it to fail. So look, coming from him, obviously people are going to roll their eyes. I get it. But he wasn't necessarily that wrong in the moment, because if you go back in that moment in time, there was a lot of question marks about Microsoft, Xbox Game Studios, and how things were being managed and handled. Because I don't remember, I think that was like April of 23. And if you remember, what came out around that time? Redfall. So
yeah, I was going to ask what he was.
So Xbox was catching a lot of arrows at that time. And, you know, I was obviously a part of that very infamous interview with Phil Spencer when that happened. So he wasn't wrong in the moment.
Yeah.
In the moment. But it's a low-no, so no one's going to take him seriously anyway. So there you go.
Exactly. Good point. But yeah, and just to harken back to that, that was absolutely an amazing interview that you guys did with Phil. And I like that you didn't, I wouldn't say you guys didn't go after him. You didn't try and dice him up. But you want an explanation, and you give him the opportunity to give him this explanation. And I mean, and you have
to think, because he was in a bad mood. It's the only time I've ever seen him in a bad mood in the years that I've known him. And you have to think that probably was one of the lower moments in his tenure as CEO, because not only did Redfall come out as a disaster, they had just lost the CMA thing. That all happened within like a week of each other. So now it looked like you weren't getting Activision, and you just launched this flop, which was also, you have to remember, was the first big game after having nothing in 2022. And this was supposed to be the start of your big Game Pass push.
Didn't that game also come with a price hike?
Yeah, it was $70.
That
was the first $70 game too.
It's like a triple L, no doubt.
Yeah. So yeah, that was wild time.
Yep. Well, there you go. Goodness. I know there was another member chat that jumped on there.
Yeah, we got Max City Ent member renewal for 3 months. Thanks.
There you go. All right. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. All right. Well, Paris, thank you so much for jumping on. I don't know if you want to stick around or not, but if you need to go, I totally understand. If you want to tell everybody where they can reach out to you, where they can find you, and of course, we're definitely going to be seeing you in LA, which I'm excited for beyond belief.
Yeah, I'll jump off because obviously I'm still getting over being freaking jet lag. I've been sleeping all weekend. But I appreciate you letting me just come on for a few minutes, just talk about
Always.
that Bungie stuff because trust me, I've had this bottled up for a few days. Everything's been going on. I mean, you can find me at Gamer Tag Radio, kind of funny, and then to your point, I'm excited to see you and everyone in LA in a couple weeks at. What are we calling this? Are we calling it Fan Fest? What are we calling it, Hargeet? I don't know what we're calling this.
It is essentially Fan Fest, but what we called it was the Xbox Showcase Watch Party. But yeah, it's Community Fan Fest is what we call ourselves. But yeah, it's the Xbox Showcase Watch Party.
No, it should be fun. Like I already told Ben already, I'll definitely be there. You know, beforehand, before the showcase starts, I'll be there during the showcase, and then I'll have to leave because I got appointment stuff for Summer Game Fest I got to do. But I mean, this is why we do all this stuff, man, is so we can all hang out and meet and greet and have fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Awesome.
We'll look forward to it for sure, sir. And again, thank you so much for jumping on. And I know your time is precious, and we do appreciate when you do make an appearance here. So thank you very much. We do greatly appreciate all the contributions that you give to the community, and you do quite a lot, sir. Thank you.
Oh, I appreciate it. No, thank you. And like I said, I look forward to seeing you soon.
Fantastic. All right, Paris, have a great night, buddy. All right, that was great. Lee Parasilly jumping on, hanging out with us, and Hargeet, you got to look in the chat, and you've seen that there's multiple Ray Rays. What's going on?
I don't know.
There's like 3 Ray Rays in there. Ray, what's going on, my man?
He's growing. Oh wait.
Oh, that's mean. I get Ray. Look at it this way: it's the biggest form of flattery when they imitate you, right? That's it. All right, cool. So, or even like what somebody put in the chat said, "Oompa Loompas stick together." That was mean.
Oh.
Where did I see that? Oh, I made that up. Just kidding. Ray. Just kidding, Ray. We love you, man. You know we do. We love you. Oh my goodness. Where do we go from here? My goodness. So much good stuff still to talk about. You know what? I want to play this clip. So Dirt Griggity, and I'll play this real quick.
If you like this video, please hit the like button.
Oh yeah, thank you, Dirt. Appreciate that. And if you don't mind, hit the like button. We greatly appreciate that. So we do a show every Sunday, and we will even the Sunday when we're doing the Summer Game Fest. I'm gonna squeeze a show out later on that night, so that'll be cool. When is the Summer Games Fest showcase? Hargeet, you can fill them in a little bit on that.
It is on Friday, the 6th of June. So at 2 o'clock Pacific. So that's when it is.
Yeah, and we'll be there live in the audience, which is going to be awesome for that one. So that'll be cool. But you can everybody will be able to stream it on YouTube, on Twitch, and several other different places. You'll be able to stream that and watch it for free. Watch the Keeleys. It should be several hours long at least, with a lot of game reveals, a lot of stuff going to happen, and some other fun stuff the Keeley's going to have. And then, of course, there'll be some other events over the weekend, and then another big one that we're going to be involved in will be the Microsoft one, which will be the Microsoft, I guess their part of Summer Game Fest, as it were, their video, which is going to be their Summer Showcase, which is going to be big. It's going to be big. Saying it's going to be bigger than last year's, and last year's was, oh my gosh, I mean, absolutely massive. I mean, Pixel, you can tell. Weren't you surprised when the gears came on? I mean,
just all of it, bro. Oh, man. I think I was traveling at the time too, so like catching it while traveling, I'm like, they're just hitting. I mean, they were just laying out the wood, bro. It's just, so yeah, they had the Louisville Slugger in hand on last year's show. So for them to claim they're gonna outdo that, all right, let's see. That probably was the best show they ever did. So yeah, I mean that's it's pretty impressive. Yeah.
Oh goodness. Ray, can there be a Ray? Yeah, there's multiple Rays, that's for sure. But there's only one Ray, right? There you go. There's only one Ray. Anyway, thanks again, Paris, for jumping on. We really appreciate that. So let's bring this up real quick. I want to add this to the mix. Dirk posted this, Dirk Griggity, and I thought it was pretty cool. He said in this comment, which we'll actually play it from Astro Cyborg, that he's retweeting he said Starfield wasn't great. Said Redfall wasn't great, but Indiana Jones in Doom was just Xbox buying Bethesda. Did someone tell him who made Starfield and Redfall? Exactly. And with that, we're gonna bring this up, and we're gonna bring this little clip up here, and we'll actually play it from Mooch's show, Crossfire.
I'm gonna do some brain cells. Listen to this idiot. Go ahead.
Well, it's not a very long clip, but yeah. Well, I mean, there's always was it two sides to every story. We'll kind of get his side to it and see what he thinks. Actually, I wish I had the Porter Rock clip, because the Porter Rock was basically ripping on Sony for their recent failures, and thought that was pretty good. But well, anyway, let's play this part.
Trippy says here, he says, where's the showcase? Where are the PlayStation IPs they plan to reboot? Why are they okay with Xbox games as padding? So, Trippy, we just kind of talked about that, and I do agree. I don't think they're necessarily using that as, I think that may buy them a little bit of time, but let's be honest. I know, we all get kind of caught up with the gaming media and the headlines and things like that. And yes, but if you look at the numbers, right, I don't have them in front of me. Crap usually has them in front of me, but like 1.5 million sold for like Sea of Thieves, right? 1.5 or 2 million copies sold of Forza Horizon 5. Maybe it's a little bit more than that. Those are not outstanding numbers. I mean, you see everybody be like, oh, look at that. Xbox is dominating the PlayStation. I mean, it is what it is. Those aren't really making that big of numbers. Donnell Brown, he says, I am sorry, Willie. You're coming off a little orange. Listen, Donnell, do not get upset with the great Willie Gamer, by the way. Babor Country's here. He said it's subjective. Okay, I'll sit down. No pitchfork. I think that was when, I don't know if that was Willie or that was Porter Rock. Shout out to Babor. Trippy says Xbox games have increased in quality recently. Question, what happens when they are on par with PlayStation, but more of them? What the hell can PlayStation do? This is the danger for PlayStation. So, Trippy, I got to say right there that I don't agree with you at all. I don't agree with you at all.
Of course you
First of all, Starfield wasn't great.
Starfield was fantastic.
What?
They've been on par with PlayStation.
Did they increase in quality?
I don't think so. So, like, when you look at it, Redfall wasn't great. Starfield wasn't great. Even Shattered Spaces, the DLC, got a very poor reception, even from the Xbox brass. It said, the Xbox positives online, they weren't really into it. And then when you sit there, you go, come on, Mooch, what about Indiana Jones? And what about Doom? Okay, you want to say Indiana Jones and Doom. Like, that was literally them going and buying Bethesda. So if you want to say Bethesda is great, I'll say Bethesda is great, right? Yes, Microsoft gets the tip of the cap, but you can't sit there and say it's like some, like if it was, the Coalition, or if it was Turn 10. Like Turn 10 had a really good update that just came out with Forza Motorsport. But Forza Motorsport, when it came out a year or two ago, really, really poor. One of the worst Forzas to come out. So Trippy, you got to calm down. You're buying into a little bit of the headlines out there right now.
What? Yeah. Does he remember when Gran Turismo came out and you bump your car on the road and your car would go flying off the map? Because, that was what the quality that Sony was putting out. Just saying. Just saying. Guys, what do you think about this?
Bethesda.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
4 years and 2 months ago. The average time to produce a game is 5 years. For you to claim that this game isn't wholly an Xbox backed and produced game is wild. For you to act like Starfield didn't become the game it was because Microsoft put extra money and time into it is wild. Like, I get it, right? Like, you done went over to be a cut for Sony. I get it, right? And now they have no games, which is funny because this was the same guy who was crying about was capping when Xbox had no games. So now it's you're back where you where you started, sir, right? But you cannot sit here and pretend that the current output of Bethesda is not wholly due to Microsoft and Microsoft funding at this point. It's almost 5 years. So we're gonna be like 7 years in, and people are gonna still be like, nah, that's Bethesda. No, it's Microsoft. This is the backing of Microsoft. This is them actually finally having their shit in order. And it's sad that people can't give them the flowers that they are due. Right? They've been busting ass really hard as of late. You could just like all the other decisions they've been making when it comes to other things on that platform. But when it comes to content, Microsoft is laying down the fucking hammer. They're running gaming right now on pure content. So like I don't see how people are still pretending that this is not Microsoft's doing at this point. This is 100% Microsoft's doing. It's kind of pathetic that we're still pretending that it's not. Just me.
Oh, agreed. Agreed 100%. Hargeet, your thoughts?
So the aggregate meta since this generation started for first party output
Proves they've been on
Xbox,
par.
it's 81.74 versus 82.94. That's not a dramatic difference.
Nope.
It's 1 point off. So the problem with these folks is they only remember the things they want to remember and then forget everything else. And this is just a bullshit statement from people who are too ridiculously aligned with a stupid platform instead of playing games. That's their problem. And like, I don't understand why they need to be this way, but they need to be this way. If they're so enamored by it, why the fuck did nobody buy Astrobot? It was game of the year.
Game of the year, 1.5 billion sales.
So that very abysmal Forza Horizon is outdoing your stupid Astrobot on your platform.
Boom shot.
On our platform, it's 40 plus million. But on your shit station, it's outdoing your stupid game of the year that you fucks didn't buy. So you need to go check yourselves. And there's no quality. No, it's the same quality. Did you forget Concord? Did you forget Concord? That's your shit game.
We won't let you
I'm
forget
never
it.
going to forget that shit.
Nope.
10 fucking days.
The biggest failure in gaming history since what's that Atari game? Since fucking ET.
But that Atari game was actually came out.
Copies,
and ET actually sold more copies. How about that?
Yep.
This shit sold what, 20,000, 25,000?
Yep.
Shut up. Shut up.
I still
You
have
don't
my
have
copy
quality.
of ET, by the way.
Tell me what Gears of War E-Day trailer. Which one of your fucking game trailers has any comparison to that? Go ahead.
Not a one. And that's not.
You don't have games, fuckers. You have shit. You have shit talk.
They have cancellations.
You can talk shit. That's all you can do.
They have a lot of.
We got games to play.
Yep.
You're playing our games. You know how I know that? Your freaking store says it. You're playing our games. That's what you're doing. You don't like it? Too fucking bad. Get over it.
Half the top 10 games sold on PlayStation Store are Microsoft owned. In fact, even the top ones.
Ridiculous. All of the bullshit because they just want to believe in their stupid piece of shit station. Enjoy your piece of shit station. We'll see how long that shit station lasts without any fucking games to play. Nobody cares about your games. I'm sorry, but that's a fact. You don't even care about your games. Y'all don't buy them. Outside of like 3 games, y'all don't buy your games. It's just the way it is. On this side, they got Call of Duty. Do you have one of those? Oh, you don't have one of those? Oh, you keep trying to make one and it keeps failing? Oh, okay. That's
guys got any RPGs? Nope.
Yeah. Do you have
shooters?
World of Warcraft?
Nope.
Oh, you don't have one of those? Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks for you.
Nope.
Minecraft? You got one of those? Oh, you're trying to make what is it? Gummy bears? You think that's gonna be Minecraft? All right. Yeah, let's see how that works out for you. Are you all excited for gummy bears?
Yeah. A gummy bears, which is now pretty much a drug reference. So that's going to go over well.
Damn.
A lot of parents going to be buying that for the kids. Gummy bears. I drink a gummy every night before I go to bed. Oh, no.
My goodness.
Negative
Don't
zero.
want kids eating that.
Yo, this guy left on the right time.
Off the PS4
laughing at
you.
Facts. They're living off the PS4 glory days. And the best part about PlayStation this entire gen is that your games are all just PS4 games. But they didn't release on PS4. Let's keep it a buck. I don't have no next gen games. I just have nothing. Yeah. But I hear y'all. You got console sales though.
I wish I had that clip.
And
Where's factions?
Where's baby steps? Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Is that what you're looking forward to?
Yep.
Yeah,
Sony
my
has
kids
had
love gummies.
they went from no shows to mid shows to having a half a decent show. While in the last like 3 or 4 years, Microsoft has literally been just upping the ante on shows, multiple shows every year, and just mad content.
Yep.
Although we're here to play games, folks. If we can't be honest about how good content is and who's producing content, get out the game, man. You don't like games, bro. And it's sad.
And like you're saying, we have showcases. What do you
Many.
have?
Yep.
What do you have? You know what you have? You have Twitter, you have whatever other stupid social media, and you have complaints. You're miserable.
Yep.
Your own fan base is telling you that they're not happy, and your answer to them is no. It's not about. Yeah. They already know. Like, you're just losers who keep saying the same shit. They want to play games. Gamers, shockingly, want to play games, and you don't have any. That's the reality. So keep coping, keep saying bullshit, whatever. It doesn't matter. You don't have one of these. You just don't. Where's your community coming up with an equivalent fan fest? Oh, you know why you don't have one? Because you don't have a fucking showcase. There's no fucking showcase.
Love it.
Because you don't have games. That's the reality. You can keep bullshitting. You don't have a quality difference.
Sony's saying they're going to be releasing like one game a year, y'all.
That's what they do.
That's
What's
what they're
their
doing.
game this year?
Their future roadmap is like one game a year. Enjoy, and then we'll money had a couple of third-party games.
Exactly.
That's Sony's future. That is Sony's future, man.
Yeah.
So
all I have to say,
platform, but you'll be still playing Xbox games, sir.
All I have to say is Hargeet,
Killing spree.
excellent.
Oh yeah,
most definitely. We got a couple of member chats real quick there.
All right. Didn't we do this one? Member for 3 months? I think I did that one.
Okay.
And then we got Day Reezy, member for 11 months. Factions, Twisted Metal, Spider-Man. So all died so Concord and Marathon could die too.
Oh, sorry.
Don't forget, Gummy Bears is coming too. Also, how many Rays can fit on a big wheel? Oh my god.
Oh, wow. Ray, we love you, Ray. So funny. So funny. Well, guys, I was like, it's like, so what would all right. What
Xbox
would
done, folks, as far as chat is concerned?
Yeah, what would
hear you?
What would King say? Let's see. Let me find that. So King would say this.
Let them know you guys are in my DM. King, what will we do? We will hold the line.
We will. And with that, he says time to keep the foot
boot
on the boot on the neck. That's it, boot on the neck of Sony. And with that said, let's talk about this. Oh my goodness. Hargeet, can you read that part? Can you see that to read that?
Oh boy, yes I can. So a new Sony CFO Lin Tao says there have been 2 major changes to SIE since the recent leadership change.
Oops.
Ryan was fired. Sorry, folks. It's confirmed. Before selling units was the focus, but now management is focused on engagement and MAU, leading to profitability. I've heard this statement before. Where have I heard this statement before? Well, we'll go on with that. Financial discipline within the first-party studios. In the past, there were various issues. We are still halfway, but I think the mindset has changed significantly. Yeah. There's some fun going on in PlayStation land, isn't there?
Oh,
so
Hargeet.
your mighty console sales don't matter to PlayStation.
Yep.
Oh, you just gotta love it. You just gotta love it.
They've
so the more fun part about this is Sony overall has shifted to content over consumer electronics. That was what Sony was, consumer electronics, right? And now the majority of their money is made in content, not consumer electronics. In the consumer electronics world, it's their cameras, it's their camera sensors that they put in phones, and it's PlayStation. And everything else is a sideshow. They have totally fallen off on that, that consumer electronics world, which is sad to see, but it is what it is. Now, how long will PlayStation stay there? I don't know. But if you want to make money, they're going to look at the other side that says, we have a platform, or maybe two, Windows and Xbox, and we don't care where the games go. We'll put them everywhere. And look, they're making money hand over fist. Well, why is that a problem? Why can't we do the same thing? So you might just draw some conclusions from what they're saying. I don't think things are going to stay the same, guys. So you might be seeing some of your precious games on other consoles. That Switch is sitting there, 150 million. The Switch 2 is just coming out, and there's still a bunch of Xboxes out there. Just saying, there might be some changes coming.
We've heard some rumors.
Sir riffs a lot. Hargeet, stop! We all know it's about console sales. Consoles. Yeah, I'm surprised you don't get to play that game. It's called Console Sales. Is that a very fun game? I'm sure you get to play it, right? You get to play Console Sales. Do you hit the X button at certain times? Maybe
come to Game Pass. Console Sales Simulator.
Game Pass first, right? No doubt.
That'll be the new one. Oh my goodness! My goodness!
Oh my God!
Pixelbit G, your thoughts on this? And we'll play the clip.
Times are changing, folks. I mean,
yes, they are.
It is. Sony has Sony has done well this gen of sheer love, not from execution, not from delivering content, from pure love, and we appreciate that you guys love them. Unfortunately, their CEOs don't love them like that. And they are looking to make some changes. So they keep bringing in new people who have nothing to do with the gaming space. They're going to make some changes. They're going to keep down the same path that they're on right now, because they're not trying to spend the kind of money they've been spending on high-quality production, because games ain't just fucking voice acting and animation, people. Games need to be replayed. And Sony forgot how to make games that people want to replay. It is what it is.
Thanks.
They have not made a game. When was the last time Sony had a multiplayer game that's worth shit directly from them? Anybody recall? Because I do not. It's been like 3 generations at this point. So
exactly,
this is the reality. The world has moved on, and Sony is last to it. But because of their position in the market, right? It all seems like everybody else is fucking up, but Sony's doing just great. It makes no sense. Look at the last 3 years. All the cancellations tell you there's a problem. The fucking studios are on fire over there. They can't live off of the hope of their gamers and PS4 forever, bro. They got to move on. So, you can be mad in comments all you want. This is not about me caring about Sony or PlayStation. This or Xbox. This is about Sony not delivering content and not making the kind of money their corporation wants to make. And when the corporate heads get involved, shit get nasty. You know how that works, right? Everything changes when corporals are involved. So y'all got a lot of pain coming. A lot of pain coming, bro.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Pixel, I agree with you 100%. I'm gonna play this little clip of her. It's translated, so we'll bear with that. So it's less than a minute long, but this is her actual comments that she made at the briefing, which kind of smacked in the face a lot of some of the fanboys that were, and of course they tried to spin it, but you can't spin this.
On games, I'd like to answer your question. PlayStation and the peripherals it is being produced in 4 countries. In China has high ratio. Yes, that's true, but the supply chain has been diversified, and it's not just China, but there are other countries in which it's being going to be produced, manufactured. As for inventory, Of course, the details change from day to day, but it's the inventory for 3 months distribution. That is the image.
Yeah, they have a lot of inventory because they have a lot of consoles that have been shipped but haven't been sold. So, yeah,
Whoops.
a lot of yeah, a lot of people trying to play that number out there. Pixel, you there? Oh, we lost
yeah,
his
it just
image.
blanked out. Yeah, it's just
Okay.
the video. Yeah, so look, this potentially could lead to price hikes, which I think they're going to happen anyway. But yeah, there are not, I guess, every time we see those numbers, it's shipped, not sold. And so we'll have to see how much they've actually got turned on, which I don't know if that's going to realistically happen. But, you know, that's what we keep saying. It is shipped, but whatever. It is what it is. It's a pretty good number that they've shipped. Somebody wants to obviously have them on their, on their shelves to be able to sell them. So maybe it is getting a good sell through. But then again, when we hear their PlayStation Network numbers, are like, well, does that really add up? But whatever. That is kind of where they are. There's more fun as far as the financials, but I don't know if we want to get into that. Oh, there's Pixel. So if you want to just stick to that specific piece, or do you want to go into the financials a bit more?
You can go into financials. That's fine.
So a couple of things that are interesting. They had a lower, amount coming in from first party. I guess that's kind of expected because they didn't have a first party game release yet, or the one that they released in this fiscal year was Astrobot, and it didn't sell like anything. So basically they didn't really make a lot of money in first party. This year they're having Ghost of Yotai. They're expecting to release Marathon and make money. And I'm like, you see the trajectory of Marathon and think you're going to make money? Okay. Well, we'll see how that plays out. Yotai hopefully will do well, right? So they might get a bump there, but I don't know if it's going to be that good as far as what Marathon does. So that's one of the things. The more interesting thing, PlayStation expects to make less revenue next year. That's pretty crazy. Not by 100 million or 10 million. No. Billions lower. They're expecting to make billions less next year. That's pretty crazy. So they're already on a trajectory of going down. Now, they're hoping that something like Marathon comes out and makes them profitable, like more profit, right?
Right.
Okay, that's cool, but I don't think that's going to happen. So they're basically a third-party console that's making money off of other people's games. And maybe Ghost of Yotai brings in something that's awesome, right? But it's certainly not going to be the biggest chunk of their profit. We will see what happens. This is going to be an interesting thing to see as we move forward. Is first party PlayStation worth it to them based on the investments? And then if the consoles are sputtering, which is what they're saying, they went down 30% in sales, is that going to be an issue? It's kind of at the end of the life cycle, you could say that, right? But they just went mid-gen. When is their next generation starting? Is it 27, 28, later?
Or
I
ever?
don't know. But, well, there's that. So if they're sputtering now, what is their plan for the next few years? Are they going to expect to sell 30 million consoles in 27? No, it's very unlikely. So that number is going to keep dwindling. So really all they're left with is third-party games sell in their store, microtransactions sell through their store, and the one game a year. And so far, the one game a year is not lighting it up. You've got Saros at some point, right? That's the Housemarque game. You've got maybe Wolverine in a couple of years. I don't know when Intergalactic comes out. That's probably a next-gen game. That's what you got. This is your roadmap. Is that really interesting to people? Versus what are these guys doing? And oh, by the way, there's also still Nintendo, who does continue to keep putting out games all the time. So if you're going to have two platforms that actually do something, give you, games that you can play, the other platform is there for just third parties. Okay, maybe people want that. But this one also gives you Game Pass. Do they have an equivalent that's really cool over there? Not really, right? They have their subscription service. It doesn't give you day-and-date games like Game Pass does. So what is the reason to be on a PlayStation? Just because people recognize PlayStation. At some point, though, that may not be enough. So we'll see how this plays out. But that is their financials, right? And that's why they're looking at how do they maximize their profit for their content. I think things are going to change dramatically now. I don't think they're going to keep playing this stupid game of we need to sell consoles, we need to lock the consoles. That was the old mindset. Those people have been fired, and they've been replaced with people that are now going to follow the dictates of what Sony corporate wants. The financial, the finance people have got involved, and they're not liking what they're seeing. That's really the reality of it, right? Hiroki came in and said, "You guys don't know how to make money." That's what he said, right? And so now this is what's going to happen. They're going to change, just like on Xbox's side. It's like, well, you guys told me that we have to lock all these games down, but I'm looking at that ABK balance sheet, and they put their games everywhere. And how much profit are they making? Holy crap! Why aren't we doing that? Like, why? Why is it? Tell me why we have to lock this down. I don't get it, right? So that's what's happening. Finance guys don't care about console wars. They care about making profits so they can give it back to their shareholders. That's it. That's kind of the world they're in. And this is where Xbox is at. This is also where PlayStation is at. So we will see how that changes. They always seem to be a few years behind what Xbox is doing, but they're going to do the same bloody thing. You can just see the pattern. It's going to happen. You guys keep saying it's going to stay the same. They're always going to. No, they're not. They don't care about you. They care about money. Right. Always remember, they care. All of them care about money. If Xbox cared about you, they wouldn't raise the prices of their consoles. They did because they care about money. It always comes down to money. They can be as consumer friendly as you want until they need money. Yep. Then it's going to come down to money. Just keep that in mind.
Exactly.
It's not wrong.
1000%. No, he definitely is not wrong. So with that said, so let's kind of delve into this. I'm gonna bring up twofold, I guess, with Jade Raymond, and she's also on the thumbnail. On her pic, her description here, Jade Raymond. I help teams make games. Not necessarily release them, but
pitch them. I help teams,
but make them.
I help teams pitch games.
Wow.
Sorry. So let's play just a little tease, which is all we have. It's a tease. I don't even think it's actual maybe gameplay in this of Fair Games. What she got? What she left the company. Why did she leave? Oh, not actual gameplay. The company she built, studio she made.
You want to know about us? Seems like everyone does these days. It's simple. Too much money and too much power is held by just a few people. And it's only getting worse. So, we decided to do something about it. Let's go.
Jeans, designer socks too. I got the swag crew. It's a haiku. I'm something like you. My drink and drive too. Work 9 to 5s when I was in high school. These shoes here don't come out till June. This my pick. I'll crop you. Married to the game. Said my I do's. Got a window seat like Erykah Badu. Lamborghini and Sonic.
You take it or make it. Huh.
PlayStation.
Almost kind of like they stole the art from the other games.
Seems like she did cheat the
Oh.
rich.
Yeah. Go ahead, Pixel. What are your thoughts about this?
This game looks really familiar. Doesn't it look like the heist or some shit? Like
or Payday.
That's
1,
what
2,
it's
and
called.
3.
Yeah, it looks just like
Yeah.
Payday.
A little
Yeah,
bit.
when I saw this, I was just like, this is devoid of creativity, right? So, and it wasn't even a game, just CGI. So it's not, it's not that surprising, right? It really isn't that surprising that this kind of fell apart. But she's been on a lot of projects that didn't make it. Was the last time she produced a game? Actually,
she was big in getting.
Well,
Was
she was
it,
at Ubisoft, right?
Yeah, Ubisoft. Yes.
Assassin's
Assassin's
Creed,
Creed. That
Watch
was her
Dogs.
big thing. Yep.
Yeah. So it's for Sony, it's one of those death by 1,000 cut kind of scenarios, right? Where you just have all of this shit falling around them. But I think a lot of what we see with them with these, like the purchases, the studios, the timing of those purchases, right, all felt like just panic, right? A company that just was grabbing shit in panic because they saw the competitor starting to load up his cannons, right? And most of these just have not made it. That was like what, 3 years ago that they grabbed the studio, and in that time frame, all they produced was a CG.
That we've seen, yep.
That we've seen, right?
Yep. Now the rumor has it, Pixel, that like 2 weeks before she announced that she was going to leave this week, that they had a playthrough, like a demonstration playthrough for upper management, and then amazingly 2 weeks later,
He had to go.
She's leaving.
Yikes! They must have had a repeat of y'all remember the original showing of the new God of War to management and the reaction it got, the rumors of the reaction it got, right? But God of War is a known IP, so you could, we'll fix that. Don't worry about it. This is a new IP that looks a lot like a game that's already out. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's just from a management standpoint, right? From within a development house. If my company, I'm on a couple of steering committees, right? And if we consistently had failures to deliver content or deliver software for our clients, a lot of heads would roll. And you're seeing heads rolling left and right. So it all kind of goes back to the same conversation we just had about what's going on over there, right? So like, remember when everybody was panicking on the Microsoft side about what are they doing? This is mismanagement. Same energy, folks. This is exactly what it is, right? This is a company that studios are absolutely mismanaged at this point. New studios, old studios, across the board. Sony's got some problems. So we hope they fix them, right?
We hope.
If they don't fix them, new landscape. And to Hargeet's point, things like this is what help produce a new landscape. That's how a new landscape happens. That's how all new people come in who don't think like any of the old people, and they start doing new things that some of you folks ain't gonna like.
Yeah,
that's how it happens.
Yeah,
I've seen it happen in companies all the time, and it's like, one minute we have this trajectory, and the next minute it's like that guy's out of here because he didn't produce, and now we're doing this, and that's that.
And we want to keep Sony around because we need the competition. I mean, isn't that what Satya said?
If this is about competition, let us have competition.
We need competition, but somebody's not stepping up to the plate right now.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of content, they are going to have, if this is where Sony's at now in 2025, if the expectation is 2027, they're releasing a new console, that console is going to be devoid of content from first party.
Agreed.
Because this sounds like a company that needs to reload the chamber. And we've all seen what happens when companies are in reload mode and they still need to release their console, but they're in reload mode. So
Agree.
enjoy those money heist, folks, because that's about all you're gonna get. Pretty bad.
Exactly. Until they run out of money.
Well, it sounds like they may not be doing a lot of money heist the way they're talking. They don't want to be spending money just for the sake of it. So they want to make money. So yeah.
I think somebody's relying on Microsoft to carry them.
Hey, big bro.
Microsoft done it before. They saved Apple.
They
Maybe they're gonna save Sony
sure
too.
did. You would not have the Apple of today if it was not for Microsoft.
Just saying.
Just
that
saying.
is so true.
Yeah,
exactly. Hargeet, your thoughts?
So, well, I mean, Fair Games is looking like this. I don't know that it's going to change. Look, she's obviously been fired. It's obvious. Like, if you see the story of like employees walked into the building and her office was just empty. If you're leaving on your own, you don't do that, right? You would actually go in and you talk to your, like, hey, I'm going to a new opportunity, and I appreciate all of this. I loved working with all of you. I've nothing but the best intentions. All that, you just do that kind of stuff, right?
Yep.
None of that. Unceremoniously gone. I'm sorry, she was fired. It's pretty obvious. So
I mean, Jim didn't even get to bring him cookies.
She got Jam. She got more than Jim.
Yeah.
There's Jim.
Got Slim Jims.
But look, I don't have like, this was after a play test, an external play test, and the external play test obviously failed. And you look at where that game is going to be, and where Sony is right now and PlayStation is right now. Sony's looking to make sure that they don't A, create reputational damage, and B, continue to lose money. And this game is not ready to come out, obviously. So now the question is, are they going to just cut their losses? And I think they're going to cut their losses. I think they're done funding all the things. So Jim brought all these studios on, right? She started this game in 2021 with PlayStation funding. Then they bought them in 2022, I think. And that obviously has not worked out. And, so my assumption here is going to be, unfortunately, that, that studio is probably going to get closed. The game is going to get canceled. It just makes sense at this point to, like, based on what they've seen with their other games, almost everything has failed outside of Arrowhead, who brought their own game. And, yes, Sony paid for it and owns the IP. That's great. But that's the only game, Helldivers 1 and 2, that were both successful. And that's really all they have. And Arrowhead has come out and said, hey, the next game, we're not doing this lockdown with Sony. Because they see the obvious, right? They've got the majority of their money from a platform other than PlayStation, and they're probably sitting there going, 150 million Switches. If we could make that game work there, why wouldn't we want to get a percent of that? Right. If there's 30-40 million, Xbox Ones and Series X's or whatever, why can't I get a percent of that? Right. It doesn't make sense for them to lock their games down. Right. It's great to get the money to seed the development. That's what they needed. That's fair. Right. But it's like, at this point, they're like, hey, we made enough. We can go make our own game, and we will publish it the way we want to. And that way we can put it wherever we want to. And they kind of just outright said that, right? That the future of that game will be on us, not on, somebody else. Right. So, and that's kind of the world they're in right now. So PlayStation has lost even that as a future potential for them to get another potentially good live service or multiplayer game. They're just like striking out on all of these, right? They bought Bungie for $3.5 billion. Where the heck is that now? Destiny's on the decline. And then you have Marathon. Nobody cares about Marathon. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is, right? They did this with with ex Bungie devs and went and bought this studio to make Concord, and well, we know where that ended up. And then they have a splinter team from Bungie called Team LFG that's making gummy bears.
Let's fucking go.
I don't know how you green light that game. I'm reading that description and saying, who is playing this? What do you whatever. Let's see what comes out. Maybe
I'm hating
Hargeet.
That's gonna be fire, son.
Yeah, right. I just don't understand it, but
maybe they'll switch it up and add the Care
saying,
Bears next.
So
Maybe they'll have a crossover with Baby Steps. Just kidding.
Oh god. Yeah. Anyway, so that's kind of their multiplayer story, right? Their live service
Yeah.
game story has been abysmal. It turned out exactly as we expected. You throw everything at the wall, have all your studios that made all these single player awesome games, try to make multiplayer games. Oh, it failed. Oh, I'm shocked that didn't work out. And then you buy these other studios, and oh, wow, well, it didn't work out. Wow. It's not easy to do this. If everybody complains that Microsoft went and bought those other major publishers, but the reason they did that is because it's established. It's very hard to go make another Minecraft. It's very hard. It's not an easy thing to do. You just go buy Minecraft.
Even bothered to make another one, right? There's no Minecraft.
Yeah, exactly. It's very hard to try to penetrate the market again with something like that. It's already there. It's established, right? And people are just going to roll back to it unless you again have something so compelling that it's going to pull them away. Which, by the way, did happen. It's called Roblox, right? So there was another one that did it, but again, now you'd have to go spend upwards of 40-50 billion if you want to go buy that, and PlayStation just doesn't have the kind of money to do that. Microsoft does. They could easily buy that. They could easily go get that, right? I don't know that they care to do that. They already have Minecraft, so from that perspective they're good, but like they could easily go, oh, well, we spent 70 over here, we'll spend 50 over there, no problem, right? But I think they have other holes they want to fill in, so they'll probably go after other things. But as far as PlayStation, what can they do to fix this? Right. So Microsoft can spend 70 and buy Call of Duty, Candy Crush, World of Warcraft, these things that are already black hole games that people already pay for, that already keep putting money into, right? They don't have that luxury. They just don't. And so it's a very interesting time for them to try to compete with that. They tried to buy Bungie, which, I mean, I can't disagree with that. That's a very good potential buy. If it had worked. Unfortunately, it didn't work. And, the asking price for that was ridiculous, but this is where they are. So, the games that were interesting to me from their multiplayer strategy, Spider-Man was probably the most interesting. Now, maybe the game loop was wrong, but I don't know. But unless you give it a chance, I don't know. Right. So, I don't necessarily care about factions, but I heard that factions people who played factions, the very few on PlayStation who actually played it, actually loved it. And if they had a 2, which would step it up, they probably would have played that. But apparently they didn't care enough to actually put it out. And Twisted Metal, you could see that being kind of fun, but again, they did Destruction All Stars, and that failed miserably.
When they should have done Twisted Metal.
Exactly. And all of the things that they were looking at, they just totally turned it off, and they closed down studios. And I'm like, okay, I just can't imagine how Fair Games and Haven survive. It seems very odd to me. What are they going to do? Pour more money into it? Spend another 2 years trying to fix it? I don't see it. It's the same with me with Marathon. I just say cut your losses. It's not going to work. So whatever. Right? Maybe they do put out Marathon. I still don't think they should, but whatever. They're probably going to do it now because it's kind of on the track to come out. So, but it's going to have a very similar trajectory to this stupid Concord. I'm just saying, it's not looking good. So, I mean, that's kind of where my thoughts are. I'm not seeing good things for Haven. She was absolutely fired. I don't know where she ends up from here. I don't know, but whatever. That's kind of where that is. It's unfortunate, but that studio is likely not going to be around much longer.
I have to agree 100%. I don't know that she'll be able to land on her feet somewhere because of the reputation that she's already endured, but we'll see. She has turned it around several times before. So I don't know. Let's go to these super chats real quick as we wrap things up.
Sure. DUK now, the Broke Boy Insider, $20. Wow. Why do PS fanboys use Steam, a third-party platform, as a judge for how well an Xbox first-party game performs, ignoring Xbox PC console? But when you use them for a PS game, they say doesn't count because already played on console. Yeah, there's always duplicity in whatever they come up with, right? So goalposts keep on moving. Sir Riffs a lot, $5. Is Fair Games bad or is it a management issue? Sony has canceled so many games, it sounds like management is putting the boot their developers next.
True.
My point to
probably
that was if you as a manager have to put the boot on your dev's neck, then the issue begins with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it shouldn't get to that point. And look, it happens in development, right? That absolutely happens. Big projects go out of whack. Management is supposed to jump in and find out what's going on. They should be checking in. So you're missing your check-ins or something, but it's partially management's fault because they should be. I mean, your job is to manage it. That's literally in the title. So,
agreed.
Yeah, I'd say it's management, and I think it's also just what they're greenlighting. The games they need to have. I think Jim Ryan just, unfortunately, he's just not good at understanding what gaming is. He understood how to make money by just selling you something, selling you a dream, I guess. But as far as greenlighting games, him and I think Herman was doing a lot of the owning of the studio output under him. So like they just somehow miss it. The statement that Herman Hulst made of that Concord is possibly one of the most important IPs they have. It will be their Star Wars. It will be more important than their top IP of Horizon. I'm like, wait, so all the stuff you own, you don't think that's more than Horizon? Really? Okay, fair enough.
Oh no! What happened? What happened?
So,
oh no! How terrible! That's just awful. How terrible! Oh no!
Sorry.
So does it surprise me that your Star Wars equivalent didn't work out? Yeah, because everybody wants to be Star Wars. It's not that easy to be Star Wars, guys. It's like to even think at that term, like just tells me you don't know what you're talking about, right? Because you have to earn your customer. You have to earn your customer. And if you're not trying to make that the thing, and you're already thinking, oh, this is my Star, dude. Like, are you out of your mind? Star Wars is like one of those IPs that's like, outside of God.
Even Doom, who basically set the standard for what Star Wars is, has a hard time being Star Wars.
It's just exactly. Are you kidding me that you're thinking it's Star Wars? Star Wars, really?
Yeah, that's just crazy.
How about just try to get something that works that people want to buy? Instead of trying to make it into something ridiculous. But either way, and I think that's a part of it. It's like, what are they greenlighting? And then, the management structure of making it actually happen has been abysmal. It just has. And like the art theft, oh my God, I can't even get into how stupid that is. But that's what they did. 4 times they've done that at Bungie. And like, they have to take the L with that. It is what it is. Sony and PlayStation have to take the L with that. But anyways, moving on. Sir Riffs a lot, $2. What I'm saying is it must be hostile at Sony. Yeah. We're hearing that morale at Bungie, of course, is plummeting. It's in a free fall right now. And would you be shocked? I mean, like, if you see these things out there and you're like, A, my game, nobody wants to play it, and B, we just got caught with our pants down with this freaking stupid art thing. It's like, gee, even if you're just coding and you have nothing to do with it, you have to realize the game's done. Like, people are so pissed off at you that it's just not going to happen. And so what do you think about your job at that point? Like, do you expect to be employed there? I mean, like, it's just a sad situation. It is what it is. Same thing with Haven. Do you think those developers sitting there going, yippee, she's gone? I don't think so.
Probably not.
I think they're all like terrified of losing their job, and they should be, because that's unfortunately what usually ends up happening. So it's just sad, but yeah, the morale there, it's probably not good. And is that a hostile work environment? I don't know about that, but it's bad enough that you're worried more about, am I going to have a job tomorrow, than just making the game, right? It's supposed to be fun, right? And the games that generally tend to be good are not done under an environment where you're under the gun. It's more when you're like in free flow, and I'm like, oh, this is so cool. I'm going to put this in. I'm going to put this in. It's going to be awesome, right? You want to be in that mindset because that opens up the creativity. And like, so I don't know, man, that environment is just weird. I don't know. But like, I think they have a couple of studios that are still doing okay. Sony Santa Monica seems to be okay. Sucker Punch, hopefully Yotai works out. Japan studio. Well, what is it called now? Asobo, or whatever the company is. They just destroy Japan studios, and whoever makes Astro, right? That team, they seem to still be having fun. Right. So maybe Naughty Dog, I don't know, because I'm sure the negative, reaction to their trailer might be making them a little nervous. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I don't know, like that place is kind of just odd right now. Conversely, you just look at the other side, and they're just putting out all these awesome games, right? And like Nintendo's always been great, right? They just their studios just keep putting out the stuff that they want to. As oddball as it might sound, like a Mario Strikers, who thought that was going to be something they made, but they did. Princess Peach, what was that? What was the thing that they made? Whatever it was last year. Yeah, who cares? Whatever they put out, whatever like the oddball thing they want to put out, and then they give you your mainline games, right? And people buy it. It's like, hey, it's good enough, right? And Xbox is saying, yep, let's make the games that you are passionate about inside. Let's make sure it works right, and it's the right kind of game. Hey, if it needs more time, we'll let it bake, right? They're doing it more that way, and that I think is a much better path, right? Do they have problems? Of course, and they're gonna have this 6,000 people layoff. Yeah, I don't know how much that impacts Xbox. I don't know, right? But as far as like the game dev part of it, they're kind of like doing the right steps, right? You get like a South of Midnight, you get an Avowed, right? People who want to make these, they're getting to make them, right? You get to make Grounded and Pentiment, and like they're just doing the thing that we want, which is go ahead and let the devs make the games they want to make, and we'll consume, right? And thank God we have Game Pass. We just get to consume them all, and it covers the cost of most of these smaller dev teams. That's awesome, right? I can't wait to see what Double Fine's up to next. That's a small dev team. And I don't need them to grow. I don't want them to be AAA. I want them to be agile. I want them to make quirky games. Awesome.
I need them to stay who they are. I need
exactly
any of the AA studios that Microsoft has to stay what they are. Short development times, good unique content, because that if you're playing like anything on PC, you're seeing so much innovative gameplay coming out of smaller teams. So amen to that. Please let them stay smaller so they can keep pretty small, good, interesting games. Not these blockbuster games that if they fail, you lose a studio. So
right. Yep. Agreed. Guys, what a great show today, man. I was gonna wrap up by saying that I did in the poll that I threw up. I didn't really say anything about it, just kind of seeing who would bite on it. And we had 179 people. Is PlayStation in trouble? 80% said yes, 19% said no. We'll see. We shall see.
Keep hope alive, 19%ers. Keep hope alive.
Yeah, keep the hope alive, right? Yeah. Must be some phony bots in the chat. I'm just kidding. I'm like, I don't want them to fail, but I would like for some people to actually come to the realization that that Microsoft isn't doing bad, and that PlayStation isn't the god of gaming, because they are definitely falling off that high horse.
There's nothing wrong with being in trouble, by the way, right? It's
no. Hopefully you get better from it.
You need to know, right? You need to know that you're in trouble. It's the pretending that you're not in trouble that get you worse off. So
and if they don't snap out of it soon, what's going to be the next L for them? I don't know. Last thing I'll pull up and just to throw up on the screen is that it's 19 days until the Switch 2 releases. It's coming out. And I know that if a lot of stores, you can check with your local GameStop, that if you actually said that day that they will be taking more pre-orders, that you can go in and buy it, but for pickup that evening. So they're definitely going to have more that day, the day that it comes out on the, I believe it's on the 5th. And also that there's a possibility they'll actually be able to go on sale when the store closes. Sometimes GameStops, as a former manager, I know that they used to do that. So possibly you might be able, depending on your location, you have to check them and see that you might actually be able to pick it up. Instead of having to wait till midnight to pick up your console, if you've already got one reserved, that you might be able to pick it up like at 9 o'clock when they close. So check your local GameStop and find out for sure if you got one reserved, like I do. My daughter does as well, and so does my son. We're definitely going to be picking up ours. Hey, I'm a gamer, man, so I got to have it all. Kind of like Pikachu collection, got to catch them all. But yeah. So anyway, just heads up on that. If you guys to let you all know about that, let me pull that off there. Wow.
Yeah, I got my
like
email. I don't know if you guys got that as well, but you could sign up with Nintendo directly, right? So I got my email finally, and I actually got one through them as well. But I got one on Best Buy. So I'm picking that up at midnight, and then I'll get the other one. I'm keeping that just to give to one of my nieces and nephews as Christmas.
I was gonna say you got enough relatives there that you'll be able to hook them up, which would be nice. Uncle Hargeet is quite popular around Christmas. That's all right. That's all right. So let's go around the horn. Pixel, buddy, thank you so much for being here, Pixel Bit G. Please tell everybody where they can reach out to you, where they can find you, and what shows you're going to be on coming up.
You won't find me many places nowadays. I'm a tad too busy for all this fun stuff. But every now and again, you may see me on Twitter. You'll sometimes see me on 108 Dragons. And
nice.
Every now and again, you'll find me here in other places, but not very often, gents. But as always, man, it is always a pleasure to be on here with you guys. I really wish I did have more time to enjoy gaming, but we'll get back to it eventually when I grow up.
I heard that life is what it is, but we do appreciate your time and your insight and your opinion on gaming. We do evaluate here, and thank you so much for joining us. And we'll have you back on soon.
Thank you, man.
Sounds great. Hargeet, we did get a Spartan.
Yep. Spartan61 gifted one WebDave membership, and it went to Do UK Now, the Broke Boy Insider. Congrats, buddy.
Do you know now? Do you know the Broke Boy Insider? There you go. There's several ways to read that. That's funny. Okay, congratulations on that. And of course, Spartan, thank you so much for your generosity. Really appreciate it. Hargeet, please tell everybody where they can reach out to you, where they can find you, where they can hook up with you on Discord, and of course your book sales as well.
Yeah, well, first, Pixel, thanks for joining, and Paris, thanks for joining.
Yes.
But yeah, so my channel, if you want to check it out, Hargeet Chani 1, I did go to PAX and upload a bunch of content, so you can check that out on my channel. And then if you want to pick up my book, shop.chani.us, check that out. Yeah, as far as the showcase stuff, of course, you guys can, if you're coming to LA, we'll catch up. If you hopefully got in, we can hopefully see you there. Next up will be with Boom on Wednesday, 7 p.m. US Eastern Time, Double Barrel Gaming. Check that out. And then on Friday with C Money and Doodle, On Point for Gamers, 8 p.m.-ish. I don't know if we'll ever actually be on time, but around that 8 to 9, somewhere in there. And then Saturday with Fonz, 7 p.m. US Eastern Time, Fonz Gaming. And we'll be back Sunday again today. Sunday at 7 p.m. Next week as well. But yeah, we'll see what happens this week. I'm sure there'll be more fun.
There you go. There you go. Again, thanks to everybody for joining us tonight. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. It doesn't cost you anything to hit the subscribe button, and it means a lot. We're growing our channel. We're on a road to 4K, so we're trying to get there. Hopefully by the end of the year, we're going to get to 4K. We're trying awful hard, trying to get out some good content weekly for you guys to enjoy, and we do appreciate each and every one of you. And if you don't mind, hit the like button. That would be great. If you want to subscribe to the channel, that would be, like I said, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. But if you want to become a member, it's only $1. Get you a member. Will get you access to all the cool emojis we have and show a little bit of support. It's only $1 to do that. Also, thanks to Ray because he said, thank me. I'm the real Ray. I said Ray in the chat, along with his multiple twins and cyborg operators. I'm just kidding. But Ray, shout out to you there, buddy. Appreciate you. And just let everybody know we are going to be sending. So if you want to stick around in the chat, you can. We're going to send you over to Vera Dark. I can't remember, but she's actually playing Doom right now, and she's pretty good. If you want to check her out, she's pretty good content. And if you do stay on the stream and you do jump over with her, then definitely tell her she was rated by the Gamers Council. Again, we appreciate you guys very much. So Hargeet, buddy, thank you so much. And counting down, buddy. It's getting close. Getting closer. Showcase is getting closer. Oh yeah, I can hardly wait. It is. Pixel, thanks again, buddy. We appreciate you. And thanks to everybody for joining us here on the Gamers Council.